What's up YouTube? My name is Brandon and I'm back with another video about cameras, photography, and all things tech. And today we're going to talk about the bokeh basics. How do you get that bokeh or that blurred out background like you see in my video now? I'm going to try to explain it in the most simplistic and the most Barney style that I can for you guys to understand how the bokeh and the aperture and things like that, how you get the blurred out background. So hopefully you can use it in your videos and your photography. Alright, so let's just get right into it. Now the first thing that I want to talk about is to achieve the bokeh or blurred out background, you don't need a fancy camera. You can get an older camera as long as the lens are interchangeable. Some good examples would be the Sony a6400, the Sony a6000, or even the Sony a6400, which I'm using. And on the Canon side, you can use the Canon T7i, the Canon T3i, the Canon M50. All those cameras are interchangeable lenses and they're pretty cheap for what you get as far as cameras go. To achieve the bokeh, you need to invest your money in the lenses. So now that you have your camera and you're looking for a new lens, typically when you buy a camera it's going to come with a kit lens, and the kit lens is going to have an aperture of 3.5 to 4.5, something along in those range, and it's typically going to be a zoom lens, but it's not going to be a very good lens. That's why they call it the kit lens. So you need to invest in better lens, and basically the way you get the bokeh is that f number. Typically you have like a Sigma 16mm lens, and then it says f1.4. That's a pretty wide open aperture, and what that means is in every lens there's a hole, like an opening, and it moves like from real small like this to really big. And the bigger the opening is lower the number of the f-stop. Like physically the number is lower. f1.4 means the opening is huge. It's a big opening, and that's what's going to give you the really blurred out background. 1.4 is probably the lowest that you're going to see. You might see 1.2 or even 0.95, but those are going to be really expensive lenses. Some of the most common is 1.4, 1.8, 2.0, and 2.8. Those are all going to give you pretty good bokeh effects. When you start getting a little bit higher in the f-stop numbers, the bokeh effect is not really going to be there. 3.5, it depends on how far away you are from your background, but typically anything higher than 3.5 is just not going to be that great of the blurred out background. So to kind of give you guys like a visual example, because I'm a visual guy, so I'm assuming some of you are as well. Right now I'm filming in an aperture of 1.4. So as you could tell, like over here, all the lights are pretty blurred out, and they have that, the bokeh bubble is what they call it. Just looks like very blurry. And this is at 1.4. Let me see if I could change it, which I can. So this right here will be 2.0, and it's a little bit blurry, but not too much, right? That's 2.0. If I keep going, let me see if I can just kind of show you guys the lights. We'll go to 2.8. Starting to get a little bit clearer, right? Still kind of blurry, but getting a little bit, let me see, a little bit clearer. Let's go a little bit more. Let's do 3.5, aperture 3.5. Again, it's pretty clear now, not much blurriness to it, not much bokeh effect. And then we'll go to, let's just go real high. Let's go up to f11. Now it's like super clear back there. You can almost see everything. You can see me and everything behind me. And then let's see how high I can go. Probably 16. Now this is f16, and this is pretty much like super clear, right? And this is not really a great look, but when you go all the way back down to f1.4, it just looks much different. It separates me from the background. So you got to remember, the lower the number, the more blurred out it's going to be in the back. And these lights that I put up are just really good lights for this example. If you use like a regular light, it's not going to be quite as good. But another key factor to the bokeh effect is when you're close like this. So I'm close to the camera and the background is kind of separated from me, it's going to give you better bokeh effect. But if I come way back here like this, now it's not really all that good, right? It's still clear, not really blurred out anymore. But when I come up here, up close to the camera, now it's really blurred out. Well, I hope that really helped you guys, and I tried to explain it the best I could. I know it wasn't perfect, but I hope you guys understood it, and now maybe you have an idea of how aperture works and how you get the bokeh effect and things like that. And just remember that you don't need an expensive camera to get the good bokeh effect. You just need a good lens, a lens with a wide open aperture, and those are fairly cheap as well. If you happen to have a Sony camera, check out the Sigma 16mm 1.4. It's about $399, and that will give you this bokeh effect that you see right here. It's fairly cheap, and it's a really, really good lens. And if you happen to have a Canon, like a Canon M50, they had that same lens for that particular model. So again, you can buy it, same price, and have that great bokeh effect. So just remember, the lenses is where it matters. There's a few good zoom lenses as well that have low apertures, but they're not going to have quite as creamy of a bokeh as a prime lens. But it's still going to be pretty good. It just depends on what you're looking for. And the creaminess means, see how the circles are like full circles and not any type of like boxy or have rigid edges or like a complete, like a creamy circle. That's what creamy means, and that's what you want to go for. Most lenses will have that. Anyways, I'm just rambling on now, and I'm going to end this video. Hoping that you guys, again, hope you got the grasp, hope you got a good idea of how bokeh effect works and the aperture and things like that. And just remember, again, you don't need to spend a lot of money to get that effect. Sometimes what we have is the best thing to use. But anyways, subscribe to my channel, like this video because it really helps. Really helps this channel grow when you like this video. But hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.